I mean, he went back. He had his food and he was standing at the beginning. You or something. I was like, I think that's a big thing.
This is
Hey, man. I really wanted to fly. I don't I made it. I was trying to make it. The push price is not was a This is chicken tenderloin. I think it was
chicken nugget.
Yeah, it smashed it. Yeah, it pulled out. Circular.
So y'all say that.
Like, no, it's not you. The only time I think this is Columbia, waiting outside, not going to the session, but I look at it. Potatoes, it was fried potatoes or something. Yeah, it was all. But they had natural, it was like open. They had the open feeling, that's where they're like, I like it open in this glass. You can see people something. It was romantic lighting. There you go. That's exactly what she said. She was like, "Can we do something about this romantic lighting?" That's how you want to do that. Yeah, that was it. Was the lighting was there. We was always good. They were always. That was in the holiday. The carousel? Yeah, the carousel. They were just trying to know something. Or they wouldn't let us check in unless he was like standing there. Like, why don't we have to be right here? It's just hard. It's the association. Yeah, that's me. Hey, I will go to paperwork. I don't want to be. I don't think I'm me. It's me. Look at
That's all you have.
she over here bragging about that. I thought like a walking station. I did like it. So last night when I came, I had brought, I really did, I used to the. No, it might have been, you never know. What data was it? Never seen. You know, you had something, she talking about the family system. The family. She got. You know, I got a whole. It's on your Instagram. All of them get paid like this. Brian, can you give me or a board member? You know what that's. How would you turn it up?
You could just shout it out. No. Like, give me a chair. Why do this? You almost have one more.
Or like how they can do it.
You need a phone too, careful.
It's dirty. It's dirty. No, I'm not on that. And I'm not looking for that off the floor. On this side, don't do it.
I'm gonna wait for a minute.
He's gonna wait for a minute.
That microphone on? That microphone.
I might. Instead of live. You can let somebody sit out there. People in here. It gets so frustrated, they're like, look. I just started looking and pointing, look. Well, when you fall asleep in the middle, like, you a girl leader, you cannot fall asleep over somebody. Imagine you're in a situation where you're there the whole time. He told me the truth. He told me to. He wasn't.
He is still making this.
Hey, Vanessa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, I was just checking to make sure, because we're using this something different. It's called like OWL, kind of like scans the room. So right now, it's probably at a certain point, you'll be able to see everyone in here and you'll be able to see whoever's talking as well. All right.
Okay, because right now I see you're like it's a split of you on your screen, on the screen.
Let me see. So could you say something again?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sounds better. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so we'll be starting in like 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Take my phone number or something. Yeah,
Or that's the one go that side or this side.
yes.
This table on that side, this side. So. So, all right, so this is over
Can she
here.
see us?
Yeah. Now she can't, she can probably see it or whatever's going on. So. Look, you slide this way, see my mouse?
Yeah,
Slide this way, it comes on the screen up here, see? Look up it, look up it.
like when we did, it. Oh my God, that was so hard.
But once it's up here, all you gotta do is,
Okay.
this side, to go back.
So we're gonna start with the board introducing themselves.
Yeah. We'll start with the board, introducing themselves, and then.
All right, move here. Move. Where's the mouse?
I just took the mouse is up here.
Oh, it's over there. I want to
So-
come back.
So you can't go back. You want
I
to come back
can't
over
go
here?
here.
So to come back over here, look, you can slide out this side.
I thought I just did that.
Yeah, that's how it is.
See the mouse from over here?
Okay, move here. Okay.
Oh, I was gonna go, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna go over there and get those tonight. I'm gonna let them write them one.
Got it?
Oh. Leave it there for a second.
I mean, stop here.
Yeah, yeah. Your man's black too. It's my Jeep, I'm telling you.
Yeah. we'll have them like- What's it called? So. The, to go- it should be off of the camera. That's right there. I wasn't talking about.
Alrighty.
All right, it's 12:19. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
No, that's not what I can answer.
So who made that cup?
So. Majestic Millionaires
Okay.
is where, so. You want one?
I like that deal. I like to probably get, how much they cost?
It's 30.
That's not
Or
bad.
was it 25? It's either 25 or 30.
I'll talk to you about the t-shirt too later, but I feel so overwhelmed right now. I'm setting boundaries. I don't
Take
want to
something
do
off your
this.
plate.
This.
Yeah, I don't think that this is
She
anything
told me-
realistic to take off your plate. We gotta be realistic.
She told me to take something off my plate. She said, no, don't need. No, it's a complete.
on Tuesday.
I'm stressing out because I just, you know. That's why we work good together, because we're opposite of how we like to approach things.
That's true.
Who we letting in?
All right. Ready? I want to come to this side.
What? So I can turn this?
I don't want to go past it. Can I go this way? Okay. Sure, you want to go this way before they start the
Am I gonna come back over there?
Have a good one.
I was just saying, watch out for now.
I'm still going. You just put me back in it.
As soon as
All right, good morning, everyone, or afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed lunch today. I hope you're enjoying the conference so far. My name is Tavon Myers. I'm the board president, and I'd like to say, welcome back into being in person. So give yourselves a hand for being here real quick. For those of us who are joining us virtually, we say welcome to you. So glad that we are able to come together again after a few years due to COVID, but I'm glad that we're here and we're going to open up our general membership meeting. First, going to bring up Mr. Simeon Russell, who is our executive officer. Introduce Simeon. You all know Simeon. Give Simeon a hand real quick. You all know Yvonne Bellamy, who's our operations manager. Give her a hand in real quick as well. Both of them have been working very hard over the course of the pandemic to keep us informed to everything that's going on in the world of Head Start and early childhood education. So glad and grateful for their leadership and their partnership with us to make things happen. Before I bring Simeon up, I want to take an opportunity to introduce the board members. I'm going to ask the board members to introduce themselves rather. And I'm just going to introduce our vice president real quick and give her opportunity to share her name and who she is. Summer? Huh? Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Summer. I'm with Arizona Public Schools, and I will be
All right, let's keep it going.
Good afternoon, everyone. The rest of you have been on the board. And I'm a friend of Head Start on the board that I would like to pick up.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brandon Wallace. I've been with the board for about, I guess, 2 years. This pandemic, big things.
Hi, buddy. I'm Tom Goldman. I'm site manager for Garrett County Head Start. I'm also the treasurer for the state association, and I've been on the board for a while.
Hi, I'm Heather Cooper. I'm also with Garrett County Head Start, and I am the nursing coordinator for our program. I've been on the board, I think we were just talking about that since 2015. Hi, I'm Carrie Khan, also from Garrett County Head Start, board member for 2016. Hello, everyone. I'm Rita Gray. I'm from Garrett County. I'm the program operations manager for the education component for our early Head Start and Head Start. I've been on the board since around 2014, and I'm also a member of our TNT.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ursula Martinez. I'm the chair on the board. I'm from the Washington, Maryland, Baltimore County, and I'm also the secretary on the association.
All right, let's give our board members a hand. Hopefully you all heard everybody tonight. You could send me afterwards. I know it's kind of hard to talk with the mask on, but we don't want to prolong the time. I'm going to bring Simeon Russell, our executive officer, to the forefront, and we'll continue to move with our agenda. So let's give Simeon a hand as he comes.
Thank you. We do have a report that we're gonna go through with you. We're not gonna go through it in great detail. We'll let you look at that on your own, but we'll highlight some of the things that we did throughout 2021. Before we get there, we'd like to introduce Vanessa Jones from the United States Department of Education. She's going to speak to us for a couple of minutes, and then we'll get into looking at our annual report. So, Vanessa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Great. Just want to say good afternoon and thank you for allowing me to come into your annual membership meeting. I am Vanessa Jones, and I'm the interim director of the Head Start State Collaboration Office here at the Maryland State Department of Education, we work closely with or collaborate closely with the Maryland Head Start Association, and we are looking forward to continue that collaboration in the upcoming year. We are currently at the end of our 5-year grant period in the Head Start State Collaboration Office, and will be going for the next 5 years of the grant from the federal government. So we look forward to working with the Maryland Head Start Association and ensuring that Maryland Head Start programs are at the forefront of everything early childhood here in the state. So thank you all for allowing me to join in to your meeting.
All right, thank you. I am going to switch the screen quickly and we will. All right, good.
Just have to click it.
Go. Side to go forward. All right, so here is our annual report, but this would be in a PDF format as well as in a digital presentation format. We will have a link so that you can use this report to partners, programs, whatever it is. All right, so you can click on to the next slide. Table of contents. So in PDF format, you know which page to go through. We'll talk a little bit about MHSA and what we do. Everybody not aware of Maryland Head Start Association. We work with programs, state on professional development, and also advocacy on behalf of families, children, etc. And we also try to educate the state on the needs of our children and families. From the state, which sometimes can be a challenging task. Members include staff, parents, community members, other friends of Head Start and Head Start. Right. The purpose of this report, again, talk about highlight some things that MHSA has done throughout the year, as well as discuss the impact that Head Start has had on children and families. State profile, and we got this information from the National Head Start Association, and added some of our own information to it. We see for fiscal year 2021, we voted $119 million into Head Start federal funding and $3 million through state supplemental funding. And hopefully, coming years, we'll be adding more funds to the state supplemental funding for the revenue sources. Right? About 185 centers throughout the state that serve 9,385 funded slots, 7,578 Head Start slots, and 1,807 early Head Start slots. Number that we always like to point out is how many jobs 2020 was 2,380. That was actually down from previous years. Previous years, 3,000. Obviously, due to the pandemic, our loss, staff shortage in the state. Impact on health. There's a lot more. There's more that we can go into here, but these are some highlights throughout the year. 2,000 children received preventative dental care. Got 3,000 newly enrolled children received behavioral health screening. 67 pregnant women served. 2,500 families received emergency crisis and intervention care. 5,000 children who are upstate on early and periodic screening, diagnostic, and treatment screenings. Oh, okay. Go back for a second. Go back, just slide the mouse over. There you go. And of course, these health numbers, what we would like to do, we have our health managers network, which, yesterday we did an entire training on HSAC. We'd like to work with our health managers network to build this area of our report out in more depth. Right now, this is information that we got from PIR. Program information report, and there's more information, but these are some highlight things that we'd like to pull out. But we'd like to really work with our health managers network to bring out more information, more impactful, in-depth information in regards to health. We'll go on to the next.
I can't see it.
I
can't see it.
Yeah.
We had to move it because it was picking up
Because it was
me and
picking
not
you
you.
up.
Yeah. You gotta stand somewhere so it gets you.
Then we have our impact on parent and family engagement. All right, and we're going to talk about some of the trainings and professional development that we've had throughout the year that help train staff on PFCE, health, etc. You can see the number of families that receive services, and we've actually had about 41,000 families receive home visits throughout the year. 1,020 fathers involved in the child's educational experiences. In the association, we've really tried to put together programs that can involve more fathers. As a matter of fact, I have Carol with but I had a speaking engagement with a few fathers coming up in the next week for the Head Start program. We did a Father's Cafe. When was it?
In June.
In June. All right, so we're looking to repeat that hopefully this summer as well. And again, we don't have a whole lot of time, so we don't want to go into great detail on every single thing that you see here, but we did want you to be able to see what this looks like so that you can use it and give us some insight as to what you would like to see in this report. Impact on school readiness. You see we have about 2,400 children transitioning to kindergarten. I think that number is down from previous years, but I think, due to the pandemic. Hey, here, I'll let you speak here if you want to. After we, in the report, after we go over some impact numbers on how we impacted the state, early Head Start impacted the state. We already introduced our board, but with the board of MHSA, and this is a snapshot of our financial overview. And I don't know, Yvonne, I guess you can correct me if I'm wrong, but our revenue is about 153,000, and our expenses are 124,000 for 2021, which left us with about $28,000 with cash on hand, which is, I don't want to say it's the first time in a long time that we've been, left at the end of the year with that much cash on hand. But it really is due to, some of the trainings that we've had online. We've had, really good participation especially in program governance. And then, obviously, all of our members continue to remain with us. So our grantee membership is one of our largest revenue sources in the FDC. So, we've been able to do some things to help build the revenue status at MHSA, along with new corporate sponsors that we have coming in. We really just started maybe a year and a half ago, going out and trying to bring in more corporate partners, corporate sponsors. And by doing that, we're also trying to increase our benefit package to members. So you'll notice that on the website, there's a member portal with a benefits area that lets you know what kind of benefits we've been able to work out with partners. Up along. I think our first one was with
Bell Financial.
Bell Financial. And on the website, there are discounts to resources and actual, some free consultation on financial literacy and how you can build your financial status, build your credit, etc. for MHSA members. And those benefits are going to continue to build and grow over time.
He's also offering free workshops.
And she's offering free workshops as well. Yeah. Go on to the next one. Professional development. Throughout the year, you see, we obviously, everything was virtual in 2021. We had this institute, normally it would have been in February, did it in April, April 28th to the 30th, relatively small, 19 attendees. You see, we did trauma-informed care, wellness care, we had a disability and health network managers meeting. It's kind of ironic. I think the last time that we went in person was at the 2020 Health Institute. February 2020, the last time that we did anything in person. We're back now. First time we're in person in 2 years. Here in June, at the spring conference, we had a total of 48 attendees there. And this is where we did, we worked with the national centers on the parent family community engagement workshop that was well attended online. And then October the 15th through December the 18th, we had our program governance training. At 113 registered, 76 completed the training, 11 different programs. And the trainings would go on Friday for half a day, and then the following Friday for half a day, part 1 and part 2. We do it Saturday and Sunday. So they were very well attended, and they did we get very good feedback from the program on this training. So we're looking to continue with keep growing. In 2020, we began working on our Better Together conference with the Judy Centers, education conference. Due to the pandemic, it's been postponed. It was supposed to take place October of 2020. It's been postponed several times. It's now rescheduled to October 2022. And we'll see, by here, we'll see how that goes. But between the time that we originally had it planned and we had to postpone it, we had some institutes. We had a kickoff on January 15th of 2021. Had 27 attendees there. And then between October 8th and December 1st, we had several workshops and what we call the Joint Learning Institute. We had 168 attendees. Those workshops, they were workshops. Since 2017, we've been doing family development credential. I'm not sure if that the number of people take on that graduated through something we're graduated through with family development credential. At the moment, I think we had eight individuals participating in the program, or 9 participating in the program. They began in October 2021, and they completed the program in a couple of weeks. 2021 advocacy efforts, I want to, Mr. Bernard Wallace, he is the newly minted chair of public policy.
So, I'm gonna touch on not everything, but I'm gonna highlight some of the things that we talked about as far as our advocacy efforts as it comes to 2021. Again, we were still under a panorama, so we couldn't like actually meet in person for a lot of things, but we still forged through and got some pretty good things done. So in 2021, we continue to advocate on behalf of Head Start in regards to the blueprint for Maryland's future. Currently, we're working with other programs to advocate for the following: alternative pathways to teacher certification, more equitable distribution of child placement from beginning to rollout, participation in county planning to implement the blueprint and preparation of community-based organizations to receive funding.
Let me jump in right there. So obviously everybody's aware of the blueprint for Maryland's future. And there are concerns, about how it's going to impact Head Start. You'll see in the next slide, not to forget, but you'll see in the next slide that part of some of our initiatives in 2022 is to continue to advocate for Head Start and regards to the Maryland's future. You see there alternative pathways to teacher, that's one that a lot of people are concerned about. We want to make sure that those pathways are easy and accessible for Head Start programs to ensure that teachers are certified, because the programs are going to be prepared to capitalize on any funds or anything that's going on with the blueprint. The teachers have to be certified. All right, so that's one of our big initiatives for 2022. When we say a more equitable distribution of child placement from the beginning of rollout, currently there's a higher number of children who are going to be who are going to go into school settings in mixed programs and mixed delivery system. So we'd like to work with the state saying, well, let's make that more equitable from the beginning instead of picking up those numbers for community programs as it rolls out. We'd like to see those numbers more equitable from the beginning. We want to make sure that our Head Start programs are participating in county planning that's happening now. If you may not know, but your local education agencies are currently meeting to plan how this whole thing is going to look. Some counties, Head Start programs, child care programs, family child care programs have been involved, and some counties they have not. And so, we're working with Stephen Hicks and MHSA to ensure that we can find out when these meetings are and make sure that you all know when they are, so that our Head Start programs can involved.
Couple of dates that I highlighted, some of our efforts. First noting from April, we had a media event with Congressman Dutch Berger, and we organized an event with him and Senator Van Howard to discuss the funds allocated to Head Start and American Rescue. Erica Knox from Catholic Charities spoke on behalf of the Head Start families at that point. On the 5th, we state Early Childhood Advocacy Council. We presented at the ECAC and discussed how the Head Start and Early Head Start programs supported families during the height of the pandemic. Explained the challenge and needs facing the Head Start and the Early Head Start program. November 11th, Build Back Better funding. Held a meeting with the Head Start and Early Head Start directors in the Maryland State Department of Education to discuss the particulars of Head Start, Early Head Start funding and building back better and how it impacts the blueprint and Head Start. And then the last day we have number for 2021, December 11th, the formation of the Early Head Start Policy Agenda Committee. We began working with the National Head Start Association and a group of Early Head Start directors to begin working on a policy agenda for Early Head Start in the state of Maryland.
Let me just go back really quick. On November 11th, we had that meeting. There were Head Start directors in the meeting, and Stephen Hicks was there, a couple of people from MSDE. The conversation really revolved around Build Back Better and the funds that's allocated to Head Start, or would be allocated to Head Start if if it's passed. And there's already laid out some regulations that states or anyone who applies for this money will have to abide by, and it really does benefit Head Start, right? So with the amount of money that is potentially available to the state of Maryland, and I don't know what the allocation is right now, it seems it would make sense for the state to apply for that funding and use it for the Blueprint for Maryland's future. Now, that's just what we think is a possibility. We don't know, but we did have a discussion. We met for about an hour to talk about that funding and how it would impact the Blueprint and some of the regulations that the state has, and what the federal government would say. And basically, with that funding, one of the big things is that Head Start programs would have to be filled first before other programs, if you receive this money from Build Back Better, right? So that's a sticking point that we really do have to work with the state on in the event that this money is approved, because the state and the Blueprint, they say families, they have the option to choose between pre-K, family child care, Head Start, etc. So if they apply for this funding, it would change the Blueprint significantly in the way that it applies to Head Start. Now, the state can choose not to apply for this money if it's available. And if that's the case, other programs can apply for this money. So, something that we're really, paying attention to, trying to stay abreast. We met back in November so that we can do a jump on the planning process, because there would be a lengthy planning process on how the state would distribute those funds throughout. If they apply for it, and see if they have to distribute those funds. And of course, we want to be there helping those planning stages, along with Head Start, et cetera, to make sure that we get the right things done. The formation of early Head Start policy agenda. We've been working with the National Head Start Association to form an agenda to basically promote early Head Start, to try to bring in more funding for early Head Start. All right. We have a group of people that are working on the agenda, and if you would like to be part of that group, please see me before you leave, and I can give you the information next time for you, et cetera, and everything that's going on. The plan is that sometime in March, we'll have this agenda completed, and we'll promote early Head Start throughout the state, right? Through to other community programs as well as to our legislators. This is going to be a national rollout. We're not the only state. There are other states in our region and other regions who are working on an early Head Start policy agenda. It's going to be a national rollout with all of the states. So it's kind of a big national push with the National Head Start Association. And then lastly here, just if you can, we worked with the Maryland Public Television and NSDE to develop a 30-second spot advertising Head Start. This is a link that we can provide to you all, put it on the website. You can send it out to community partners, etc. If you want to press play.
Let me make it bigger.
Education and family services program for children ages 3 to 5 offers a safe and fun environment for children to learn and grow. Head Start also offers free medical and dental screenings, healthy meals and snacks, and program services that support parent engagement and leadership. Give your child a Head Start advantage. Visit npt.org/backpack for contact information in your area.
And then if they go to mptg.org, or however I probably said it wrong, but if they go there, then it links them to MHSA, which has a directory where they can search for Head Start program. Right. Again, we can get into that later as well. And some of our initiatives for 2022. As we were just talking about the Blueprint for Maryland's future, our position Head Start programs to participate in Blueprint for Maryland's future. again, alternative pathways for certification. We have a group of directors who have been working on addressing issues or, talking together to develop strategies to address issues regarding the blueprint. One of them was to develop a handbook of programs to prepare for those who may not be, currently may not be in a position to, get funds from the blueprint. We're going to reopen conversations with Maryland Excels on, what level Head Start comes in, right? Once they complete the proper paperwork, or, receive a review from vets. Then, of course, planning for the blueprint and build that better. So these are some initiatives for the blueprint for Maryland's future that we'll be working on in 2022. Again, increase the awareness of Head Start and Early Head Start. We're completing the Early Head Start policy agenda. We'll continue to promote Head Start throughout the state by attending different events that, childcare events, family childcare events, et cetera. We'll work with partners to develop other marketing campaigns. We have a few things that we've been working on as far as videotaping stories. Yvonne and Tressa did the first one, and we got a series once they're completed. But I don't know if you want to quickly just say the history of being Tressa, just like 30 seconds.
So most people know the history of me and Tressa. I was a parent in Head Start program. So for those who know, Tressa Hannah was the Head Start collaboration. She started as the assistant, and then she became the officer for a few years after Linda retired. I started in the program as a parent. That child is now 27. And Tressa was my FSA. And so Tressa and I did a lot of things together. We was at Wyboma County. We did a lot of things together. We did not know that 20 years later, we would be together again, working, me as the operations manager and her as the Head Start collaboration officer. And it just really dawned on us, we were on a meeting up to Philadelphia. And we went, how did we go from advocating for children and families together in a center to now advocating for children and families together on a state and national level? It was just, we were in the car together and we just realized it. So we did a video talking about our journey, and we're looking, and we're now calling it, this is for marketing outreach, and we're calling it My Head Start Story. And so we're looking to, we're gonna put out 3 at a time. We have 2 more interviews to do to put out the first 3. And we're already working on the second set of 3. The second set of 3 will begin with our friends at Garrett County. And we'll do that second set with them when we go up there. So it's very exciting. There's a lot of Head Start stories. We've got married couples in Head Start. We've got people who started like me and Tressa, 2 different areas. We've got parents who have learned how to advocate. So we want to put those stories out there.
That's a big campaign we're working on throughout the year. And we'll be working on other campaigns with some of our partners. Head Start. Then, as I mentioned earlier, we'd like to expand our impact report to tell more in-depth stories of Head Start and its impact. So we'll be looking to you all for a lot of information, stories, successful events, etc. And we want to continue to assist programs and families to adjust during and after the pandemic. You see, we did a survey, and 100% of the programs that participated in the survey, that was about 75% of the programs that participated in the survey reported that they lost educational staff due to the pandemic.
We were lucky in the state, though. It was less than 5%.
Say that again?
We were lucky. Overall, it was less than 5%. Some states did worse.
Right. Yeah, some states did a lot worse. So we want to work with programs and advocate to help address the staff shortage. And in many ways, it's going to come down to funding. So, that goes back to the movement, future, build back better, and other advocacy efforts on bringing in more funding, providing professional development training geared towards pandemic recovery, and to help locate tools and resources, that help programs. And so these are some initiatives, three of our main initiatives in 2022. And I think that's it. I know we had to speed through it, but the information is there. There'll be a PDF version for you as well that might have a little bit more information in it that goes into some detail on a few other things. Of course, any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'd be happy to help you. If you want to get involved in any of our committees, please reach out to us before we leave so we can get you tired today. All right.
Yeah.
That's it. Any questions?
Want to close this out? Is there anything else?
All right, thank you, Simeon, for the updated report and everybody who participated. We hope everybody was able to see all the great work that we've been done over the last few years. Although we had a pandemic and so many other obstacles that arose, we were able to pivot forward. Pivot is my word this year, we're pivoting forward. So every time an obstacle comes, we're able to just make some adjustments and move, and continue to move in the right direction towards our goals and our mission. So, but we can't do the work without you all. So we definitely want to solicit you to join some of our committees, be a part of our movement, and help continue to make Merlin and Head Start and Early Childhood one of the best that ever is. So,
Special election in March.
yes, and in March, we have a special election for
The field
overseas,
supports,
for members,
filling on board
for
seats.
board members. So stay tuned, look out for your emails. You'll see that those opportunities for those who may want to serve as board members or know someone that will be a good fit for the board. We definitely will want you to send that information as well. But if there's no other questions or concerns or feedback, we'd like to say thank you for your time and your attention, and get a quick break before your next session. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Everybody stay safe. That's watching us virtually. Thank you so much. Tell everybody. See you later, everybody.
Thanks, Vanessa.
All right. Take care, everyone.